Hi everyone, we got a match today between the Cryptid deck and the Mutated deck. Mutated deck is currently undefeated. We have the up-and-comers Cryptids, and what their main strategy is putting their cards face down to avoid detection. We've got the power levels shown up there, the little black squares, black triangle, sorry. Right, she started off, rolled a 5, and she's played a Serpent and a Titanoboa Baby, 200 and 500 points respectively. Looks like she'll be going to get that Mutated Serpent to sacrifice and bring out the anything in her hand. Oh, she's going to use the baby. Going to add the Titanoboa adult to hand. There's your timer of 30 minutes. As soon as that clock goes down to 0, whoever has the most health points will win. If players' health points drop to 0 in that time, then they lose. Here comes the Titanoboa adult, is out at 1600, just went up to 2600 thanks to that specialty from the baby. Now we have a class 4 coming out at 1200. Using its specialty, it makes the 2 monsters in the perish pile class 6s. This will be important later. Now we're just figuring out what they're going to do. Cryptids here have to strike very quickly and get out a lot of high-powered cards as soon as possible. Here they roll a 4. And they're going to put it, here he goes. Cryptid face down, question mark power level. And he uses, I believe it's called Cryptid Heart. And what it does is you can select a cryptid he commands, and for every turn it's in play, he gains a health point. This is very good at the start of the game, already getting those health points up. Like I said before, that Cryptid player is the only person here who knows what power level that monster is. The advantage of this is that, well, it could be a really weak monster, it could be a really strong one, but if you're on the attacking side, you're going to be incredibly wary. So here he goes. He's going to send a tactical from the deck to the perish pile in order to play this Elder. Elders are a new addition to the MonTac TCG world. And what they can do is send a tactical from the deck to the perish pile to play them from your asset pile. And what it then does is what this one is called Medieval Westerner Clytus. What it can do is, when it's played, you can add a card from the deck to your hand, and then from your hand play a monster from it, regardless of its class. So even if you roll a 4, you can play a 5 or a 6 or whatever you like. It's really great for getting out those big monsters at the very beginning. 1600 is that Clytus. He puts down a Shadow Cryptid monster, and it's at 900 power. I believe it's Hebia. He activates Fatal Connection. By selecting a class 3 or below monster you command and an enemy monster, you link them. So should one monster perish, so does the other. Starting off with a bang here, Cryptid's looking at the advantage. He's activating Power Charge. What it allows him to do is he can select a monster he commands, and on his very next turn, that monster selected has its power doubled just for that turn. He's selecting his Westerner. That's another great thing about the Elder cards, they can be powered up by tacticals, unlike synergies. He's just telling her that. Now the problem here is that even if she goes on to kill that Hebia, her Titanoboa at 2600 will go down. It's very obvious she'll have to clear out that Westerner Clytus before it hits 3200 on the next turn. She's just rolled, starting her turn, and now he goes up another health point. 7 to 5 now. She activates Star Hand, so for every card added from the deck to her hand, enemy gains a health point, but she will get a massive advantage of adding specific cards that may be invaluable to her strategy. Now it's all about how many. Just over 26 minutes left. Cryptids have to be very careful here. They do not have the most powerful monsters. Not currently, but as long as they keep their wits about them, they should be able to make it out of here. She's still selecting cards. See, what Mutated love to do is make cards in their perish pile class 6s, and this allows them to get even higher number monsters out there. Another great thing about that Hebier, that 900 power there on the left side, is that when it perishes, the owner of it can play a monster from their deck, a Cryptid monster, face down. Doesn't have to show the enemy, which means it's another unknown. So it's very easy to be gotten rid of here. They can afford to lose Hebier. The trick here will be keeping Westerner in play.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And she's adding 4. That's now 11 to 5. Cryptid just went up 4 health points. Now they're 11, so 11 to 5. 25 minutes. Yeah, I'm just clarifying there. Whenever Hebier perishes or Titanoboa, the other one does as well. Number one thing here for Mutated is to clear out that Westerner Clytus before it can hit 3200 power. There's still that unknown card. Just checking out the power levels now. Both players. Mutated still have all 5 of their synergies in their asset pile. Cryptids are yet to use one. Here we go. I believe it's Duo Saber. Allows that Titanoboa to attack twice. So that means it's 2600 can swing at the Westerner, and now it can attack a second time, and it'll be even extra power upped. And takes down the class 2 that was hiding and is now gone. Looks like they were going to attack, but they've decided not to, because they want to keep their Titanoboa around there. As strong as that Titanoboa is, as soon as Hebier perishes, it is gone. They've rolled a 4. Cryptids have rolled a 4. Now they've got to turn it around. It's just the start of the game. Has a lot of options, a lot of resources available to them. But it's important not to blow out your resources before it gets way too hectic, especially in that last 5 minutes. Got Hebier there. Just figuring out this is incredibly crucial. Passes it back to her. He's still got a monster in play. Now she's going to roll. She rolls a 3. 23 minutes left. Time is whizzing by here. We got 2600 Titanoboa and a 1200 Bionic Beast. She passes it back to him. It's back and forth here, because this is just how incredibly close and how tactical this has got to be. Any wrong move and it is over. As soon as he loses Hebier, he is wide open to be wounded, so he's got to get some monsters out there. And here he goes. He puts down Dragon Hunter, and he almost let it slip what the power level is going to be. And face down is unknown. Hebier goes after Titanoboa, so they both are gone. Hebier activates, can put a card face down from the deck. The problem with it being face down, however, is that now you cannot attack and wound an enemy monster while it is face down. Dragon Hunter goes after Bionic Beast, and attempting to clear it. The reason he's doing this is if he can get rid of that Bionic Beast, it means he can't keep on making the perished monsters class 6s, effectively crippling the Mutated strategy. 2 face down cards, both unknown. Mutated rolling a 1, 6 health points down. This is where they need to use their resources. Here we go. Oh my goodness, 5500 Ossakip. It's another Elder coming in of the new cards. 5500. Every time a card is drawn, its power goes down by 10%. But starting off here, it will be 5500, an absolute Goliath taking on the enemy monsters. When it's played, it's usually a question mark power level, but what happens is the 2 tacticals sent to the perish pile for it to be played, you add up to a total, which is 11 in this case, and times by 500, which makes the total power level 5500. Now she's only rolled a 1. So she's got to be very careful here, and that is her strongest so far that she's played. So she's got to be incredibly careful. Only got about 20 minutes left. Here goes Monster Transfer. It will give the Cryptids a further 5 health points, pushing them up to the max of 15. What it will do is that the Mutated can shuffle a card from their hand back into the deck. And then what they can do is also play a monster from their deck and select an enemy monster and have its power reduced to 0. So one of those unknown cards is now confirmed 0 power. So now she gets to play a monster from her deck, whatever she likes, and it doesn't have to go. It doesn't have to be class 1. It can be anything high. $15 to 5 health points. Less than 20 minutes left. Now we're just going to wait for what she's going to pick here. We got on the left side a unknown, and then we go to 1400, and then we have a 0-pointer, but still unknown. Still unknown what the actual card is. She's picking Mutated Serpent. What Mutated Serpent will do is it can sacrifice itself, and she can play a card from her hand regardless of its class. The turns here are taking a lot longer than normal just because of how high risk each maneuver is. Here comes Mutated Bear Soldier. It gains, I believe, it gains 200 power. Sorry, it gains 300 power for every class 6 in her Perish pile, and she has 4, bringing her up to 2650. Took down Dragon Hunter, and now he's having... Now he's having the bear take out either the 0 or the unknown. She's yet to decide. And she's going for the 5500. She's taking out the weak one at 200, an unknown. It was only an unconventional Cryptid Odru there at class 1, leaving the Cryptids with only one monster in play who was a guaranteed 0 power. They roll a 6. This is what the Cryptids need right now. They're still up by 10 points, 10 health points. Now he just slaps down 2 Cryptids face down, and he's rolled a 6. None of the cards are showing on their side. Only one of them is confirmed at 0 power. They've still got another 2 that was so quickly slapped down, it almost seems they might be class 6. Rolling a 2. Back to her. Baby Boa. Baby Boa can add the Titano Boa adult to hand. And she does this combo again. She has a 4000 spawn. It's now been brought down to 4010 at Osakip. The bear is 2650, and the baby is at 500. Yeah, he's just telling her about how the ruling of that baby is you can't actually play the adult. You have to have it in your hand unless there's a spot available for it to be played. Anyway. Cryptids really need to have something powerful come out of this. Bear goes after the 0. Or is she going to pick the baby? Here we go, we'll have to figure it out. And she's still trying to figure it out. One wrong move here and it's over. Bear takes out there, very safe bet, takes out the Yeti. Sorry, the Yeti. And now he has a 4000 monster going after one of the question marks. She goes after it. We've yet to be revealed what it's going to be. Only 16 minutes left. They can take all the time in the world for their turns, but the timer still goes down. They're just calculating how powerful Osakip would be.
Can I just stop for a second? I'm going to play a tacticalism now.
They're just discussing tacticalism rules. Tacticalism can only be played on a synergy. It does not work on elder cards. Just trying to get the ruling there. Cryptids really need to get a synergy out right now. Really high-powered synergy would be incredibly beneficial. The bear still stands at 2650. Approaching 15 minutes, Cryptids are up by 10 health points. Approaching the half time. Halfway through. Ossakip goes for the unknown, and it's a proud Cryptid Thaus class 6. Unfortunately, the power level difference is too great, and proud Cryptid Thaus goes down. And she wisely decides not to attack with the baby. Here we go, rolling again. He rolls a 4. Cryptid Resurgence, a great card for getting health points and for recycling your old Cryptids. You can sacrifice a Cryptid you command to play a Cryptid from your perish pile. What that allows you to do is you can get rid of a lower class to bring out a higher class, and the card picked does not have to be shown, so you could swap out a 1 for a 6, and your enemy would have no idea what power it is just because it is face down. Now he's only rolled a 4, so you can only play cards from his hand that are class 4 and below.
I'm going to play this one face up.
He's playing
Cryptid Heavier.
Shadow Cryptid Heavier, 900 power.
Next, I'm going
Just figuring out what he's going to do. It's incredibly important that he doesn't mess this up. Keep in mind that all face-down cards cannot attack and cannot wound an enemy. So he's going to go Supreme Dragon Conqueror here. 3100 power. And now Oskip drops down again to 2925, which is just enough for the Supreme Dragon Conqueror to take it out.
So he's down
I
to
drew 3, so he goes down to
It looks like they're probably going to sacrifice Hebier to bring out another monster from the Perish Pile, possibly Thaust, their class 6, and hope for another unwise attack. Oh, he's just going to go right after it. Takes out Ossakip. Their big tank is gone. Shadow Cryptid Hebier clears out the second one and passes it back. Rolls a 3.
this is his last
15-5. She's rolled a 3. She needs to play Menacing Angel Elizabeth. For every card in your asset pile, when it's played, she will gain a health point, and she needs those health points now. We're just waiting. 3's been rolled. 3 or below can be played, nothing else. Out comes Elizabeth. And with that, those health points will be going up shortly. She'll got 1 health point for every card in her asset pile. Now we go. 15-9. Just under 12 minutes left. He's activating Cryptid Resurgence. He can sacrifice his Hebier to play a card from his Perish pile face down without her knowing what it is. 2 unknown cards. He would normally gain a health point for every class that monster is, because he sacrificed it, but unfortunately he's already at 15, so he gains no benefit health-wise. She's still attacking, of course. Just explaining that Synergy is on its last turn. Synergies have a fixed timer, and that timer is 2 turns on this one. So this is the second and last turn it'll be in play.
I'll attack him just because.
This one.
Oh, then I'll attack him.
Okay, so she's going to use the bear to attack the face down, the one he brought back. It's Thaust, there we go. But still, unfortunately, Thaust is too weak and will go down for the second time in this game. If that angel had gone for the attack, it would have been a completely different story. Now it's up to her. Will she take the bait and attack that final one? Looks like she's leaving it. She needs those health points. Menace Angel Elizabeth survives to the next turn, so another 4 health points will be going Mutated's way. Now it's 13 to 15. The health points are rising up rapidly. As soon as the Cryptid ends their turn, both players will be at 15 health. Plays the card Cryptid, unconventional Cryptid Odrew, and sacrifices it for Resurgence to put a card from the Perish pile back into play, face down, without the enemy knowing what it is. There we go. My guess is what that'd be Thaos for the third time. It may seem unusual, but what it is a great strategy because it can sacrifice a class 1, bring on a class 6, and you're practically just swapping them every single time. There she goes to 15. A 700 and a 2650. $15 to 15 now. She's only rolled a 3, so you can play 3 or below. It does limit her options. However, she does have a 2650 monster there. Uses the bear, attacks the face down. Down it goes, there it is, Proud Cryptid. Same thing happens all over again. It goes down. It looks like the Cryptids are really searching for a power-up is what they really need.
So where's the 15? Alright, let's play this card. Famous Cryptid Yeti.
Famous Cryptid Yeti. Looks like he's rolled a 5 there. He goes Island Cryptid Cryos. 500 power. Famous Cryptid Yeti activates its specialty. It can sacrifice Cryos. What it can do is by sacrificing Cryos, it gains 300 power. So that Yeti will go up to 1700. And now Cryos will activate its specialty, so that when it's sent to the Perish pile due to a Cryptid effect, he can select an enemy monster in play and it goes straight to the Perish pile. Now he has to pick between Elizabeth and the bear. The bear is a high level target and he's going for the bear. Takes it out. Boom, the bear is gone. Just Elizabeth all by itself now, dealing with a 1700 Yeti. And he's going to take out Elizabeth. Now, he would go for a health point there. Unfortunately, that last card is face down, and as mentioned before, it cannot attack. Rolls a 6. 7.5 minutes. Still tied up at 15 to 15. That famous Cryptid Yeti is at 1700. The other one is at unknown. It is yet to be touched. Here is crunch time. Looks like she's going for the synergies. She does have a couple options of what she could pick. Here we go. She's going with Mutated Super Soldier at 2650. Another powerful monster. Another hard thing to get rid of. There goes the adult at 1600. It won't get the power up because of the baby not being used this time. Just discussing now what the power level is going to be. Yes, it'll be 1600, and the synergy she played is 2650. That synergy can take down the famous Yeti, but the secondary card is a real concern. Alright, so they're just checking it out here. 6 minutes left, 15 to 15. Any mistakes made will be crucial. Here we go, 1750. Tarosian Hammerhead Sentry. She makes the unknown card 0 by shuffling 3 cards from her hand back into the deck. This could sway things in her favor. Now she's got 3 monsters in play above 1600 and above, and the enemy only has one 1700 monster and a 0 power monster. Synergy goes after the 1700. It goes down. Titanoboa looks like it's going to take out the 0-pointer. Oh, sorry, that was Hammerhead Sentry. And then it was another Thaus, and she goes for a health point. Cryptids are now at 14. Mutated are at 15. Advantage, Mutated. Not much time left now. He has to roll something good to get back here. Can he roll a 6 or something? Something that can get him out of this. 4. 4 will have to do. Let's see what he can do. Playing Life Gambler supporting Jack, 800 points, class 3, sacrifices it, will give him an extra health point, tying him back up at 15 to 15, and allows him to add a tactical from the Perish pile back to his hand. They don't have a lot of choices, the Cryptids here. They really need a large powerhouse, but it looks like they've exhausted a lot of their options. Still far from over. Titanoboa was looking over there at 1600, 1750 Hammerhead Sentry, and a 2650 Synergy. Mutated have quite a stacked side at this point. I've only used 2 of their synergies, 2 of their cards from their asset pile. Looks like Cryptids are coming out with a new card from, here we go, face down. Oh, face up, sorry. The synergy is face up. It is Arcane Cryptid Darkness. Basically what it can do is it can flip all monsters that the Cryptids command face down. And then until that Cryptid monster Darkness is attacked, its timer does not start. So usually it would last 1 turn, but now if it is never attacked, it could last possibly for the rest of the game. 3600 power. Looks like they're just allowing that to be face up. And now he's activating Cryptid Heart. For as long as that Cryptid Darkness is in play, Cryptids will gain a health point. Now unfortunately they're already at max, but what I think this is about is getting the Cryptids another extra draw, just to work through their deck. Alright, passes it back. Goes back to Mutated. Less than 3 minutes left. None of their monsters can exceed that 3600. Except Torosian Hammerhead Sentry can select an enemy monster and make its power 0. So even though his his Darkness will be 3600, is now reduced to 0, with only 3 cards from her hand shuffled back into the deck. 2.5 minutes left. She shuffles it back, and Darkness goes to 0. This is incredibly bad for the Cryptid players. Now that Wild Heart will be basically useless, that Cryptid Heart. Uses a Duo Saber to attack once and then attack again. Oh, here we go. Cryptids are going to activate Synergy Predicament Reflector. Basically, it says whenever a synergy perishes, all other synergies in play perish, taking out that 2650 monster. But unfortunately, Mutated go in for a second attack, and then Mutated Titanoboa goes in for a third attack, bringing down Cryptids to 13. Mutated are at 15, a minute 45 left. Here he goes. He needs to roll good. Rolls a 6. He's playing Velocity Cryptid Mackie. He activates Cryptid Resurgence. Velocity Cryptid Mackie can add a card from the Perish pile to your hand if it's a Cryptid card. This does limit their options. He's activating Cryptid Heart. He can select his Mackie, and for every turn it's in play, the Cryptids will gain a health point. They have 1 minute left to get back up to 15. Now they're at 14. As soon as he ends his turn, it will go back to the Mutated, and it will then be their turn to see if they can bring him below 15. We're approaching the end of the game here. He's to think about trying to attack. Looks like they won't be able to attack after all. I don't know how much options the Cryptids have left here. 14 to 15. Cryptid Resurgence is there. He could sacrifice his Mackie, but then his Wild Heart is gone and he would lose. So he has to keep Mackie in play. He could have swapped out Mackie there to gain the health points, but I don't know how much it would have done for him, because especially since Torosian Hammerhead Sentry can reduce his power to 0. 3, 2, 1. Cryptids go up to 15. It's 15 to 15. They just did in that last few seconds, which means now they go into extra time. Mutated have rolled a 3. Cryptids do not seem to have a lot here, so if that marquee goes down, it looks like they're wide open for an attack, and as soon as either player loses a health point in extra time, it is game over. She activates Torosian Hammerhead Sentry. There we go. Marquee goes down to 0. She goes and takes out his Marquee. Doesn't look like he can stop it, and she goes in for the kill and takes the extra 2 health points. And that means Mutated win. The undefeated Mutated continue their streak. If you want to check out some MonTac cards, here you go. There you go. There's the link. Why are you waiting? Come on, get it. What are you doing? Come on, what are you doing? I'm just joking. Have a great day, guys. This has been Tom.